My name is Molly, I'm 21 years old and I live in Maidenhead, about 40 minutes away from London. And I have a genetic condition called Usher syndrome, which is where you're born deaf and then you start to go blind. It was a condition not many people knew about, and this is when I really started blogging, try and raise awareness of people with my condition. A lot of the blogging really helps other people to see what it's like living with Usher syndrome, but also for someone who's living it to actually really relate and think, oh, I'm not alone. Living with Usher syndrome makes day-to-day life quite difficult, and the worst case scenario for any deaf person is to lose their sight, and so I've had to go back to relying more on my hearing than my sight. There isn't a cure for Usher syndrome. Technology has played such a big part. I came to learn about ReSound through Twitter, working through what I do with Usher syndrome. I thought I already had the best of what there was. So I was very open to the idea of trying a new pair of hearing aids, especially because I need the best of what I can get. When I first met with audiologists with ReSound, it was important to them and for me that they were going to be a decent pair of hearing aids more than anything, and the additional features that these hearing aids can also offer. It was a bit of a game changer, really. These hearing aids, obviously they come with this app, and me being an iPhone user, this was quite appealing to me, having an app to manually adjust my hearing. It's the first time I'd ever be able to do that. They showed me through various features. I can adjust bass, treble, volume, and even something as simple as that was pretty amazing. To begin with, I didn't even know what treble was until I was adjusting it on this app, and I was like, oh, okay, so that's what it is. So I was really becoming more familiar with the sounds around me for the first time in my life. Then it was the programs, which were things like I'm in a restaurant when it's quite typically busy, cut out background noise, and that way it would be a lot easier to communicate with someone in a restaurant. These hearing aids were giving me things that I couldn't even recognise in the beginning, like for example the location of sound, which to begin with was a little bit overwhelming. Like I didn't know I could hear sound from behind me and know where cars are coming from, so it was extremely overwhelming. And to be honest, along the way I really learned a lot more about my own hearing loss. When I think of all the time I've really put in with these hearing aids, I don't for once think that I want to put my old hearing aids in. My other hearing aids, all they did was amplify sound, and I was getting the same kind of sound in both ears. I'd never had that power of direction. It was like, wow. It was actually something more that these hearing aids are offering me, which is amazing. So yeah, that's a classic example. I like to go out and socialise, but with my other hearing aids I would have really struggled in a pub environment. With these hearing aids I can now, obviously due to changing programmes, I can actually locate where people are as well, which really helps in terms of being able to communicate and socialise and be independent even more so. I'm not avoiding any restaurant or pub, which I might have done before, but I can now do that with the confidence that I'll be able to locate and understand and be in a group conversation and be included. They say that technology can bring us together in more exciting ways, and that's becoming more true every day.